Welcome back to Trading with CJ. Today we have a very special guest on, the Diving Trader.
Thank you for having me, my friend. Thank you for having me.
I mean, most of you probably know us. We have our own Discord channel as well, with over 3,000 members. And we thought we'd just come on today, talk about some of our favorite stocks, talk about the market at this moment, because it's been a bit choppy, a couple of penny stocks, and yeah, all of that good stuff. And we're going to talk about one of our favorite stocks to buy as well each. Well, I've got one of my favorites. You've probably heard of it already if you've been watching my channel. And if you've been watching Diving Traders channel, you probably know about that as well. But let's get into how did you start your channel, Dan?
Well, do you know what? When I started back in November, December time it was, and I've traded, been investing for years, and I was sort of like thinking, right, what if I start doing some YouTube videos? I mean, just for a bit of a hobby, I might like it. So I really got into it, and I've enjoyed it ever since. You were actually my first person that I actually came across. I was like, yeah, I love this guy. I love your energy, the way you present in your videos, and I thought, hang on, I've got to have a go at this. So that's how it started. It was as a hobby. It still is a hobby, but every time I start doing these, like doing more videos each day, I'm finding it more addictive, and I love it because I see the reaction of the people, people that are learning. We're all learning together now, but that's what I love about it, because it's like an environment, a community where we're all learning. And especially in your Discord group, or our Discord group, should we say, it's great because everyone comes together. We're over 3,000 members, aren't we now? So everyone's helping each other out. Everyone's,
For sure.
that's what I love about it. That's what.
We've got the link as well in the description if you want to join a Discord. It is completely free to join. And yeah, there's a load of different channels. We like to talk a lot about penny stocks, don't we? We also have a lot of growth stocks as well. Don't get us wrong, penny stocks make up a small part of the portfolio for sure. But yeah, if you want to get all of these, all of our favorite picks as well, come and join Discord. It's a great community, isn't it?
I love, I mean, Discord, I think it's one of the best apps that we've got at the moment for people that, whether they're beginner or they're experienced. I think everyone's going to get something out of the Discord. And I think it's amazing how it's grown so quickly. I mean, we always mention, right, we need to have a bit of a bit more diversity. We've got a lot of people that love their penny stocks, and you and I know that we love our penny stocks as well, but we like our growth stocks. And I think penny stocks is great, and this is what people want to see, right? But the people that are out there looking at penny stocks, they need to be looking at other stocks as well as penny stocks. But
100%,
definitely.
I've said it as well. Like my portfolio alone, you probably know this anyway. Like it's probably about 15-20% penny stocks and 80% growth stocks. That's how it actually is. But of course, the growth stocks for me, you just don't touch them. Like Apple, I'm not going to even bother like moving that one around. That can stay in there for like 10-15 years or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas obviously penny ones, something might change tomorrow. We've seen it a lot. We're going to cover a few in this video as well, but yeah, we've seen it a lot. Like they're just so volatile, so you've got to keep on top of them. And you can't have like a whole portfolio of like 50 penny stocks. How on earth can you research 50 different penny stocks every day?
It's impossible. It's mad. And this is why the Discord community is good, because we've got a lot of stocks on there, and sometimes you can't spot them, and people are coming out. We got one day on the Nokia channel. I mean, thanks to that guy, he's doing a lot. Nokia will come talking about conviction stocks. Those of you that don't follow my channel know that my conviction stock is got to be Nokia. I mean, you know that yourself.
Let's get on to Nokia, because you love a Nokia. I mean, I have a small position in it myself, right? But if anybody is convicted on Nokia right now, it is Dan. So let's go on, talk about Nokia. Tell us why it's a good buy.
I mean, everyone talks about Nokia. Everyone thinks about Nokia. I've mentioned it about 100 times in my videos. People think of Nokia as this old brick, don't they? Like this old brick back in the early 20s, and that's it. And then Nokia doesn't exist anymore. But Nokia is a lot more to just being a cell phone. I mean, in terms of the 5G and also 6G. So I'm really looking further into the future, because we talk about 5G, and they're doing a lot of partnerships with a lot of companies at the moment, like with Samsung, for example, the most recent video I just done. And they're making these partnerships with this new CEO. What they've done is they've turned it around, because what they used to do, used to take everything on at the same time, and they couldn't do it. So they're like, right, hang on a minute, let's start building up where we're good at. Let's build up these partnerships with these different companies. And this is what they're doing. And they're managing to really be successful so far since the CEO has come in. And they're actually going to be the leaders for the 6G. So we're talking about 5G because 5G is at the moment. 6G is like, all right, it's another 10 years, 9 or 10 years down the future. But that's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at tomorrow. Everyone's like, oh, Nokia ain't moving. Oh, it's gone up 2 cents. No, I'm looking at the next
What
5,
about
6,
when
7, 8 years.
What about when all the GameStop hype and Nokia was one of the potential short seller stocks? What was your thoughts on that? Was it time to cash out?
I was thinking it was going to go high. I thought, shit, let's get it to 40 and they'll sell out. But no, it went up to something like 7 or 8, didn't it?
It wasn't
$7 or
very high,
$8, and I thought it was going to continue up. But I was holding. I wasn't going to sell. I wasn't going to sell. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to be a little blip. And I was actually hoping, and thankfully, that no one else would touch it. There wasn't any more hype on it because I prefer there not to be so much hype on it. I believe in this company for the long term, and that's what.
But that's the thing, isn't it? When you get these stocks that are like people are jumping into the hype, it just makes it too volatile, and people don't like volatility, so they end up selling out. Which is why, I guess my conviction stock would be High Tide. You probably are you in a High Tide actually?
High Tide? No, I'm not. I remember. Yeah, no. You told me when you told me about it the first time. I told my son to invest in it, but no.
Did he buy it?
He did. Yeah, he still got it. Yeah, he still got it. Yeah.
Hopefully, you're gonna make loads of money. But yeah, for that one, for me, that's my conviction stock, and it's the same. It's the same. Like, I don't want it to be shooting up. I don't want it to be rocketing up. I want it to be kind of under the radar, doing its own thing. If you don't, for those of you who don't know, if you haven't come across any of my videos, it's a cannabis company, and they've got loads and loads of great things going for them. They're smashing their earnings. They're getting more and more acquisitions. They're expanding out into. They've got the 2 largest e-commerce accessory websites for this sector in the world. Yeah, it's just an amazing company. It's flying so under the radar, in my opinion, and that's the thing. That's what I want them to be doing.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've just realized I've come onto your channel. This is really disrespectful, man. I'm sorry. I've come onto your channel, right, and I've got to do it. I've got to do a CJ. Hang on a minute. There we go. That's it. Now I feel like I'm on Trading with CJ channel now. There we go. It's not as good as yours. This is actually a sailing cap. It's not high res like yours, but it'll do
a diving cap.
Man, tell us about this gear you've got. What's this you got on? I love it. I want one.
I haven't launched it yet, so I'm building it up, making money for it. So yeah, I'm building it up. You can get it if you want. There is a link in the description.
No, I'm definitely going to buy one. Definitely going to buy one. Oh, look, it goes well. I mean, with the cap, I do like it. I do like it indeed.
I need to get a little slogan for mine because at the moment I'm annoying a few people with this one, especially some of the old American investors there. So I need to change it up. Any ideas for slogans? Drop it in the comments. I don't want to have some long slogan, whatever, but
and Patreon, you've just done your Patreon. You've got Patreon now, haven't you?
Yeah, just literally a couple of days ago, we started a Patreon. Probably not the best time, because the markets are red. We get onto that actually, I guess. The markets are red, and obviously people, unless you've been in it for a while and you've experienced these dips and stuff, this is all new to some people. So they think, I'm a bit worried now. So yeah, probably not the best time to do it, but hopefully we'll make some crazy gains out there in the coming months and years. But yeah, you can join the Patreon as well. Links in the description. Diving traders in it as well now. But yeah, speaking of the markets being red, how long are we going to be red for? Are we done now? Are we going to be green from here on out? What are we saying?
I think we're slowly moving to the green. I think this is a small blip like we saw back in September. I mentioned that on my video, one of my videos last week. Could be wrong. I mean, no one can read the market, right? But the way the things are going with the Fed call the other day, when was it? Back on Wednesday it was, yeah, back on Wednesday. So I don't know, it's looking good. I think it's looking good. I think it's scared a lot of investors off at the same time. There has people been selling off. Though you and I mean, you've been doing it and other YouTubers have been doing it. We've sort of been given our advice. What's our advice? Keep our 20% cash to the side at least and dollar cost in. But I don't know. I think still a lot of people don't understand it, and it's understandable because if it's like your first stock market correction or crash, you must admit you do shit yourselves. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong. I mean, it's understandable when people are so used to having such a high gains in a short amount of time, and all of a sudden lose money. It's normal that people would be scared, even if you are trying to sort of advise them. We're
That's the
not
thing. I think the market saw like a lot of investors jump on GameStop, didn't they? So
game. Yeah,
you've
I
had
mean,
everyone experience the huge gains or maybe losses in some situations to take those gains, and then they've put that money into other stocks, and now all of a sudden, pretty much out of nowhere, like the last 3-4 weeks, boom, the market's just been on a slow, steady decline, isn't it? It's pretty crazy.
yeah,
That
it's quite depressing there because you look at it. Look, these people waking up in the morning and are like looking and like, oh shit, man, it's going down, and yeah, it's like
memes galore,
it does,
man.
it does
Memes
go down
galore.
exactly. But
We've seen. I keep buying the dips, but it keeps dipping, and
it's,
all of
it's,
that. Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
that
it's
is the
true.
way. But yeah,
I mean, even I mean, even you and I, we can still, no one can ever get to the bottom of the dip. I mean, I always, I've, it's not a mistake. No one can time a dip, can they? So when I've seen dips, I'm like, yeah, I'll buy in there. It's actually gone down further. But people say, well, yeah, when does the dip stop? It's no one knows when the dip stops a lot of the time. This is why I've got into recently, well, most recently, the last few months, into a lot of trading analysis, like using
yeah, I see that. Yeah,
support lines,
indicators and stuff.
yeah, looking a little bit more, which helps me, in fact, a little bit find about where the price is at, where it should be. It's not always correct. You can't always go by one indicator, but it does help you to have a feel of where the price could go, where it should go.
Speaking of dipping, stocks that are dipping, what about my old favorite Gevo? I mean, I know you
Wow.
recently joined you recently joined the Gevo train, didn't you?
Gevo, yeah. When was it? I think just after you, when you bought a video out on it, I done my own DD on it. I think it was like a few days later, actually. A few days later.
It is one of my all-time favorite. I'm not even going to go into it for those of you watching this channel because you would have known by now. I've done about 10 different videos on Gevo, and yeah, my opinion personally hasn't changed. But of course, the earnings just came out the other day. What's your thoughts on that? Is this a good time to be loading up on Gevo or just hold
Definitely,
it?
definitely. I mean, it's one of these. It's one of these stocks that it's a conviction stock, right? It's not a sort of stock we're looking at one bit of information that we're holding on to, like an HCMC, for example, which we're probably going to talk about in a minute, right? But this one has a product, a solid foundation. There has been some news that have come out which is not too nice, like such as their revenue, for example.
I think it was expected though, right? It's got to be expected.
It was expected. No, I mean,
where are these southern contracts going to come from for Gevo? You know what I mean? We haven't heard about it for the last few months, so we couldn't have been expecting. But people will get fear.
But look at these companies. When I see a company that's got a good cash flow, so they've got a good amount of cash, I think it was was it 500 million or something?
530, yeah, 530.
And no debt or very little debt, for example. I think
no debt.
I mean, the company's going to go forward. I mean, it's what they're producing. I think the fourth quarter was bad, and people will be scared by that. But it's more of a reason to buy in.
For sure,
definitely. What about
cool, and yeah.
I want to know what's your most exciting. Like parking Gevo to the side. What's the stock that you're most excited about? So it's not. Let's say it's not conviction stock. Let's say it's a stock that you have, but it's really, really risky, but you're excited about it. It could go one way or the other. So it could go flying up to the moon, or it could go right down.
I'm going to park the penny stocks on this one because pretty much all of them could do that.
Well, yeah, true.
To an extent, but
true,
we're going to go for an old favorite of the channel about 6 months ago. Still a strong holder in it. Virgin Galactic, SPC.
Oh, right. Okay.
This one is like, this is pure speculative. For those of you who aren't familiar with this is Virgin Galactic. They're planning on taking people to the moon, basically, and it's been on a ride. This stock, let me just quickly pull it up, but this stock literally had a massive run recently, and then all of a sudden has come crashing back down. We're waiting on their next test flight. But yeah, this one, I'm on very good gains because I managed to buy in about $80 or something. It did run up to about $60, you know. That was pretty crazy. But
did it go to 60? When was it 60?
Yeah, it was 59.50. So really? It just touched it about a month ago or so, or over a month ago. But yeah, I mean, that has got to be pure speculation right there. I think they've got big things. For me, it's not so much speculation now because I've got such a good average that if this starts, bad news comes out, I'm selling. You know what I mean? Because like if it comes out that this is crashed or something's not going ahead and it drops down rapidly, then that's, you know, you can get out. But if you're buying at these prices, it's definitely risky for sure.
Yeah.
What about your one? What's your
My one? Do you know what? I'm a mix between the two. There's two. I would like to say two, and I'm going to mention penny stock because it's the risk. It could go, like you said, it could go, yeah,
Mhm.
they could all go up or down. But the one that I'm probably most excited about is PayPal, Clickstream.
Oh yeah, your favorite. Well, the thing
I
is,
like that
I
one.
bought into them as well, man. I bought into them as well, but I put such a small position because I like to. If I'm not like, it's not if I'm not like 100%, but if I want to start averaging into a company, you know what I mean, and slowly build it up, I put a little bit in, and that's what happened with this one. I put a little bit in with my plan of I thought it would drop, so I was
Yeah,
going to buy more, and then obviously 212, and the next day came out and restricted it. So
man, that is just cheesing me off. This trading 212. I mean, this is actually, it's bad because I've got quite.
let's not get them coming for us here. But
No,
yeah.
let's not. But it's really frustrating because I've
Mhm.
got a 2 or 3 stocks, not just Clickstream, but I'm in for example, one of them. I've got another one which is Cloud Commerce, which is
Yeah.
a real risky one. But I'm down 40% on that, and I can't average in.
Same
I'm
for
like,
me
I
on
want to put more money, but I can't, and I'm like 50% down on that
literally
one. It's
same. That's
frustrating.
what same for me on Keyword Biotech, KWBT. I made a video on these ages ago, and I'm still like completely convicted on them. I think they're going to do well long term, but I just can't buy anymore. Can't average in, so it's a really annoying situation for sure.
I heard this. I've heard that they're supposed to be lifting it up soon. I don't know. This is rumors. I don't know if something's gonna happen this week or not.
Well, I mean, it's all
We'll see.
going to kick off if they do restrict HCMC. Let's talk about
Wow,
HCMC.
HCMC. We've talked a
This
lot
is
about that. We've talked a lot
we
about.
have
You've talked about. Man, you've got some real views on your channel on HCMC. I mean, your video, you've done more videos than I have, but that's actually where I've got most of my viewers. Most of my views are actually on the HCMC. What's your
It's
opinion
become
then?
a really popular for sure, isn't it? Like people are
It is.
loving this one. We have a HCMC channel on the Discord, which is so popular. Sometimes having to catch up on like thousands of messages in a day and stuff. So it is popular for sure. What's my views on it? I mean, I'm holding. I actually bought some more
Yeah,
a
I
few days
know. I
ago.
saw you. If you did, you bought 4,000 shares or something.
Mm,
400,000 shares.
400,
So,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
not massive compared to some people's positions, but I already had a position anyway, so I just basically added some more to it. And that's purely, I guess that was purely because nothing's changed. Don't get me wrong, I've not got no
Yeah.
inside knowledge on this company that I thought, oh yeah, this is the time. But my other positions that I've been adding to during all this dipping have slowly but surely become bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's kind of almost pointless at that point to have
Yeah.
HCMC. So I thought, let me actually make this slightly more in proportion to the rest of my portfolio. That was really it for me. But it's going to be exciting, you know.
I think it could go on for a while, to be honest with you. I've got my part there. As you know, I took out my first initial capital, so
Mhm.
I've got money in there. That's just the house's money. It's not my money. So anything that I get, whether I don't know, I hold on to it and let it run. And I think it's going to go on for a while. I don't think we're going to get anything soon.
This is the thing. The longer it goes, I'm actually just pulled up HCMC. The longer this goes on, the more people are probably going to get impatient and sell out, and that's when people the stock price
That's
will start to fall.
exactly.
I mean, we could look at it. You know, it's been on a bit of a ride anyway, hasn't it? It's gone all the way up and down. It's been a bit flatlining as of late, but yeah, I mean, we're going to get the results. We're going to get HCMC's motion to dismiss, and then obviously Philip Morris. We have to wait another month, pretty much,
Month, yeah.
or just short of a month for that now. So it's going to be a long process. But if you can hold on to this one, it could really work out in your favor.
Speaking of holding on to this one, now that you say that, Alpine 4 Holdings, that's another one. People are getting frustrated. Everyone's waiting for the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, when's the NASDAQ? NASDAQ. It's like, oh, come on, NASDAQ. When is the NASDAQ coming? So a lot of people are getting impatient in that one. And
But do you not think that that's kind of priced in to an extent? Because like when they get the NASDAQ, obviously we've got a lot more people will be able to invest into this company because they can buy it onto their exchange where it's not OTC. But
yeah.
Do we really think that if people are holding on to it for the NASDAQ, as soon as that hits, do you reckon this will sell?
It will sell. I reckon people say, yeah, 9, 10. I reckon it'll get around about $9, $10. We did see $9 a few weeks back, and I think it could do the same, but it'll be up and down. I think it'll be up and down in a few hours. We'll probably see it back down to the levels which we're saying at the moment. I wouldn't like to say less. But again, people talking about NASDAQ and they're getting in for the NASDAQ. I'm not getting in for the NASDAQ. I'm getting in for the long term on this one. So that's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
So there are lots and lots of people, and we're seeing it in the Discord groups. I'm seeing on social media that people waiting for the NASDAQ just to sell, make their money and get out. And yeah, we will see it.
This is the thing.
High, and it will come down. We hope that the new people, the ones that don't have access to it, will actually come in. We'll have a good few institutional investors and retail investors that will believe in this company and say, right, I like this. I want this for the long term. That's what decides it. But I think there's too many sellers at the moment. That's a problem.
For sure. I mean, these stock like Izea worldwide is one of my favorite ones. It's the same thing. I think a lot of people here are waiting for the earnings to really strike, and I think they'll be good. But the thing is, it's by the rumor at the moment. Sell the news. That's what it is in the whole market. Look at here's an example of this. Spac Stocks, for example. We actually have to talk about this in a second. Spac Stocks. I think you're gonna know which one I'm going to mention here. But
yeah,
these ones are literally the case of, look at CCIV, for example. And look at Helion. I mean, that was my worst performing stock by far. Helion Holdings right there. That went up 150%. Merger hit, boom, down to the all-time lows now, pretty much. I mean, it's a case of buy the rumor, sell news in a lot of these cases, isn't it?
Speaking of, you just mentioned that, and I'm glad you mentioned this because I've wanted to talk to you about this. We've talked quite a few times, you and I, but we haven't talked about this one because I remember back in I wasn't into this CCIV. I wasn't going to buy it because I just thought it wasn't going to happen. I was guaranteed. I was like sure that they weren't going to merge with Lucid because I thought like Lucid, they're backed by the Arabs, they've got loads of money. Why in the heck they want to SPAC? And it went ahead, and the price went flying. And now it's like one of these. It's like oh shit, what do I do? I'm not going to buy it.
I didn't buy a CCIV. I never got them.
No, I didn't in the end, and I don't know. I don't know if I will. I do love Lucid. I've always said this, and I've done a review like months back on Lucid when they weren't even on the stock markets. I loved Lucid as a company, but because there's so much hype about it, I thought, no, I'm not going to get in. And I think I'm a little bit too exposed to the EV market at the moment.
Let's talk about EV. It's been a while. EV used to be the hot sector. Everyone was EV this, EV that. Now it seems to be penny stocks, and then we could talk about some other growing sectors, but EV, let's talk about it. What is your favorite EV?
EV by far. Well, I'm going to say by far. It'd be tell a lie, because I sold Tesla at 850. At 850.
This guy sold Tesla, everybody.
850, 860, because I made a good profit.
You made a good call on it. You sold it at the top. So
I don't know. I actually timed it. I don't know. That was perfect timing. I am regretting one thing. What did I say to you? I said to you, I'm going to buy it when it gets down to 550. Remember that?
You didn't buy.
I didn't buy it. It actually didn't go to 550. It went to 560. So, but I didn't because I don't know. I just thought I had my mind on other stocks. So EV, I will buy back into Tesla, no doubt. Let's see how the price reacts at the moment. But I think the next one after that is NIO. NIO for me. I think there's a lot more.
Are you in NIO?
Yeah, NIO. Yeah, that's one of my first ones actually. NIO, I'm looking for faster growth. That's probably why I can see more growth in the next 3 years than, for example, a Tesla. That's actually why I got my money and took it out. So NIO, and then I got the other one which I bought really cheap, which is ChargePoint, which is not EV, but it's EV related.
ChargePoint have been flying, absolutely flying.
Yours is, what's yours? Yours is Tesla. I know that as well.
Tesla, of course, that is actually my largest across the board. NIO as well. NIO is my second EV. Other than that, EV wise, I don't think that I'm in Blink charging, and I've got very good gains on Blink charging.
Blink,
yeah, but I wouldn't buy them now at these prices. Let me have a look. I bought them around about, I think it was $8 or something like that. And right now I'll be sitting on crazy gains. I can't pull up my 2-on-2, but yeah, absolutely insane gains. So at this moment in time, this is probably my best performing stock. I'm up over 400%, and that's in the matter of about 6 months. So that's an EV, I guess. It's not necessarily EV, but it's similar to ChargePoint. It's just a lot more smaller cap. But yeah, in terms of my EV, really is just Tesla and NIO, to be honest. Obviously Helion, I'm still holding, but
is there not other one? I mean, I just said to you that I'm a bit too exposed, but there's another one that I do like, and I actually looked back at it about 3 months back. I can't remember the name.
Workhorse.
No.
I have them in my high risk.
There's not Arrival.
Arrival.
British company. I look back at that, and there's actually some good news come out recently with that. They've signed a big contract with, so I haven't actually done any DD into it, but I did hear about that. But no, I think it comes back to what we've always said before, don't we? Diversify. I can't have 40% of my portfolio. Well, you can, but 40% of my portfolio in EV market. So that's why I've sort of tended to sort of hold myself back and sort of put my money in other markets to sort of spread out that the balance. And I think that's what a lot of people have to do, because a lot of people put all their money into one type of market, and if that market fails, then you've had it. So so yeah, that's actually my tip. That's one of my tips, my top tips, my first big tip, which
bonus
is
tip there.
diversity. And diversity, when I mean, and I'll say it again, diversity doesn't mean I'm going to take my money and divide it between 10 EV market, 10 EV stocks. No, you need to look in the energy. You need to look in the travel. You've bought out travel. Thankfully, you bought out travel. I need to get into travel.
I love travel. I love the travel stocks. I mean, people aren't interested in it because it's not the thing. It's not it's not the future necessarily. But what it is a great value and recovery stock, regardless of whether you think that it's going to be great in 5 years' time. For me personally, I hold a lot of travel stocks. I say a lot, about 4 or 5, something like that. But I bought them at the dip. Crazy time to buy it, and yeah, man, they're gonna recover. They are gonna recover, and I think everybody should definitely have some travel stocks. You got to be careful what you pick, because I've done a video on it last week. But like when you look at companies like CCL, American Airlines, people didn't like them a year ago because they were super risky and they had every chance of going bankrupt.
Yeah.
But right now, the likelihood of them going bankrupt in the next year or two, in my opinion, is extremely unlikely. They may go bankrupt in years to come because they're going to have to pay off this debt at some point that they're taking on, right? But the likelihood of them going bankrupt in the next year is extremely unlikely, in my opinion. So if anything, this is just a great recovery play.
Definitely. You said that. I mean, I have to get in because I've been watching your videos recently on the travel, and I need to expose myself a little bit to that. And you know what I was looking at, and I've been waiting for the price to be right, is Airbnb. IPO'd just over a month ago, I think it was January, February.
Their IPO was ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, really expensive, and that's why I didn't get in. I'm like, it was valued at, I don't know, I think it came out 200% on top of their IPO. I thought, no, I'm going to wait for it to go down. It didn't actually go down. It actually went down about $10, and then now it's just gone boom, 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 boom. It's just going up.
Since their IPO at this moment in time, they're up about 45%. I mean,
really,
I thought that IPO price was extremely low value. Market cap here of 120 billion.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, I mean, I don't
pretty
know.
insane. I do like them as a company, but I think if you're going to get into this sector, I think there is better returns in the short term anyway. Yeah, in the short term, this one's a great long-term hold, because everybody knows Airbnb now. This is taking off. It's technology as well. I haven't looked at their finances in a long time, but I can't imagine them being.
I just see them being. I see them being so much bigger though than what they already are. Yeah, that's that's the reason why I say. I mean, it is like it's overvalued, but there are a lot of stocks that are overvalued.
4.7 billion revenue. That was 2019. I can't pull up there 2020 right now, but yeah, I think I like the price to drop, but I'm not sure it will. I mean, even through this red market we've had for the last few weeks, it's pretty much held its own, like most of these travel stocks. To be honest, you're seeing EV dropping miles, you're seeing penny stocks. Travel are just cruising. I mean, there are little dips here and there, but I think they've had their fair share of dips, so that's why.
Actually, cruising, I've heard. I saw actually another YouTube video the other day. Some guy said that traveling, well, the world cruises are booked up until the end of 2022 or something like that.
Really?
Some company, I don't know what company it was, but it's like the world cruises, these expensive world cruises, they're booked up until the end of 2022. I'm like, what? Like
I read an article on CCL.
People are gagging to get out, aren't they? I mean, people want to get out and travel.
100%. I've said it so many times. As soon as we can, I'm booking a flight and going on holiday somewhere. I'm not one for cruises, but in terms of holiday, yeah, people want to just get out. I don't know if you'd want to be on a cruise right now, though. Like, no. You spent the year cooped up indoors, and you're going to be cooped up on a cruise. Like, it's
no, cruising doesn't. It doesn't appeal to me. I prefer the beach. Prefer diving. That's why I'm calling the diving trader. I like my diving. So yeah, but what's your top tip Give your viewers your top tip. Mine was diversify. What's yours?
Keep buying. Keep buying, man.
Keep buying.
Make sure you have cash. You know, you'd be surprised the amount of people that have messaged me saying, "Oh, what should I do? I'm 40% down. You know, I've put everything into this stock." And you know, there's a few people on the Discord that have mentioned this as well. And it's like, have cash. You know, like these dips, they don't come around too often. You've got to take advantage of them for sure. I know everyone says this, but it's so true. You know, look at the price of Tesla. Drop down to whatever it was, 560. You know, that is an absolute steal at those prices. And even if it drops again and again, this is fine. The long-term hold. So just keep buying what you're convicted in. You know what I mean? Don't just follow the trends for sure. That's my tip, I guess. Just keep buying what you are convicted in on the dips when you can. Have that cash though. You know, if you don't have the cash, you're never going to be able to take advantage.
If you don't have the cash, it's 𝐷𝐷.
Donate to Trading with CJ in the Patreon.
Donations welcome.
All right, man. We'll probably round it off there.
Okay.
Good to chat to you again. We'll have another catch up at some point. We're going to do a very similar video. We're going to talk about completely different stocks. Maybe touch on some of these on Diving Traders channel in a couple of weeks' time as well. Stay tuned for all of that. Subscribe to Diving Trader. And yeah.
Definitely. So subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. We're going to do, if you like these videos, give us some comments down below. It'd be what do you want to hear? Do you like these chats? Do you want to hear anything? Is there something we haven't talked about that you'd like us to talk about? Let us know in the comments below. I know it's a pleasure to be with you today, Guy. You're an absolute legend, and it's an honor.
I'll go that far. I want to go that far, but yeah. We'll catch you later, guys.
Take care. Bye.